Back in the garage today. Back in the garage today. Get in the garage. Back in the garage today. What's going on, guys? Back in the garage today doing a permanent fix to my SW Motech GPS mount on my 2016 KTM 1290 Super Adventure. And what I mean by permanent fix is after over 30, almost 31,000 miles on the bike, and most of that with the GPS, I am sick of tightening up this stupid screw. It may be a problem you have, maybe it's a problem you don't have, but what I have found using the Garmin 590, which is the big GPS, or the 595, the smaller ones may not have this issue, but that thing is heavy, and this stupid screw that they have and their way for mounting it, I'm sick of tightening this thing up, and let me explain a little further. Alright, so the way this thing typically mounts, at least according to SW Motech, is we use this screw, which is kind of like a self-taping screw, and it goes into this plastic and it should hold. The problem is it doesn't. And the reason for that is this is metal going into plastic. We've got a heavy device sitting on here. So over time, hitting bumps, on-road, off-road, this shakes a little, and it eventually breaks down the plastic inside of here, so this thing comes loose. It came loose so badly yesterday, I just ended up pulling it out. I lost the spacer that goes in here. I ended up getting another one, I'll show you. And I had to take the GPS off, and it ended up being attached by this bolt right here, which is not in here right now. So my goal was to come up with a permanent solution so I don't have to keep tightening this thing. You guys may remember my Alaska trip last year. This thing started to tilt, and the reason why is this started to back off, and I have to tighten it after every couple days. I'm sick of doing that, so we're going to fix this permanently, and we're going to make it hold. So let me show you what I did. Alright, so here's what I ended up doing. There's not a hole that runs all the way through here, so I took a drill bit. The hole probably runs like into about here. I drilled it all the way out. I've got a 2-inch screw, and I'll show you on screen here what they are as I'm talking, that I ran through. It's a stainless steel screw. Put a washer on it. If you still have your little spacer will work fine. Like I said, I lost mine on the ride yesterday, so I put a rubber spacer in there. I couldn't find a steel one to fit. Put a washer on this side, and then I've got a nylon locking nut on there. I don't think this thing's going anywhere now, and if it does start to loosen up, it's much easier to tighten up. We can just tighten up the locking nut. If we need to go to a traditional nut and a lock washer, we can always do that, but I think this is going to hold. It's definitely going to be better than the screw that, you know, just went straight into the plastic. So anyway, yeah, I think this is going to work. I don't think you're even going to notice this once the mask and everything goes back on. So I'm not going to show you step by step how to disassemble everything in order to get to this point, but it's fairly simple. You've got your 4 screws on your windshield. You also have to pop off the windshield stay on here, or bracket. 4 screws there. And then you notice I kept all my plastic and stuff on. You're taking out 1 screw here, and then the one on the inside to pop this back. And then to get the mask off, you've got 1 screw here on each side. And then carefully, you can pull this back a little bit, and you can see this opening right here. There's also a screw on each side. That'll allow you to pull your headlight mask off and access everything, because you need that off in order to get in here with your drill and your drill bit. Yeah, so this is my solution, so it doesn't come loose anymore. And there's what it looks like with the GPS unit on it, the bike all put back together. Obviously, if we zoom in, we can see that little nut back there that I put on. But overall, it's much sturdier than it was, and I really don't think it's going to back off anymore, and that should be a permanent solution. Alright, so that is my fix to the SW Motech GPS mount that I'm using for my Garmin. I'm 100% certain that is going to hold. I'm also 100% certain that's way better than what they proposed with that screw that goes in. So I may have just offered you a solution to a problem that you don't even have, but if I'm having that problem, there's a good chance some of the rest of you are too, especially over time. If it hasn't loosened up yet, there's a good chance it will at some point. So anyway, if you want to take that method, those tips I showed you on how I secured mine, you're more than welcome to do so. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider hitting that subscribe button, because if you like motorcycles, well, this is the place to be. You have any questions about that mount? Also, if you want to know how to install that entire setup, I have a video on that. I'll link up there in the corner. But if you have any questions about what I did today, maybe you have trouble finding those parts, let me know down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them. And as always, I'll talk to you again soon.